Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sullivan Creative Studio. My name's Nick, and this is the devlog for my Monster Hunter / companion fighting game. I've got a lot of updates that I've been doing over the past 3 or 4 weeks, and I guess let's get right into it. First and foremost, instead of little orbs, now we have eggs, little tiny eggs. Full transparency, I did end up buying some assets from the marketplace, the Unreal marketplace, and it included little dragons, eggs, hundreds of animations, a few textures, and a lot of different things. Very happy with it. So I'm going to be actually using that from now on as my assets. The first and foremost being these eggs, which still change color and have stats. I'm seeing that the stats are all the same, so something's not right, and I'll figure that out later. But every time you hit play, changes the colors, change more colors, and more colors, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I gotta figure out the stats thing. Anyway, you click on it, you name it whatever you want, and done. Now you have a little dragon, a little adorable dragon down here. And we have the stats that came over, and you can go and train the dragon, and now it moves the camera down. So he's doing training right now. There's gonna be animations and whatnot. If it succeeds, this little screen pops up showing you what the old stat was, what the new stat is, and the difference. And we hit continue. And during that time, everything gets locked. You can't move your character. The UI gets locked. You can't do anything, which is mainly there to keep you from messing anything up. Like right now, can't move. But the AI goes over, does its training. Maybe it'll succeed, maybe it'll fail, and it fails. So when it fails, it says old value, new value, still 3. There's no change, and you failed. Pretty simple, easy kind of thing. After 5 trainings, you won't be able to do any more trainings for the day. So at that point, you have to move on to the next day, or move to combat if there's a tournament. Which right now there's always a tournament. You can always do something. You can always fight. By tournament, I mean it's just AIs fighting. But yeah, so cute little dragon running around. And I'm going to be able to make their colors change to match the eggs when they open up, when they hatch. Right now, this is just the base. And then, when we go to combat, and we fight. Right now, I'm still using the old ones. I haven't moved over to the dragon yet, just so I can get it all set up and working. But I've got a brand new UI up at the top here. 60-second match. You can see the damage being done between your companion and then the enemy companion. Down here is the stats, and this is all debugged down here in the bottom left. Yeah, I haven't turned it off yet. So right now, they're just kind of sizing each other up. And if you see this line right here, that means that they can see him. So if it's red, they can see. If it's being blocked by something and it turns green, they can't see him. So they're going to try and move into focus to do a ranged attack. So right now they're just kind of going back and forth, melee fighting if they're up against each other. The 3 bars are health, your mana, and your stamina. Mana are ranged attacks, stamina is the melee, and when the battle succeeds, or concludes I mean, you'll have your percentage of health, or your companions, and then your enemies, and then whoever's greater wins. And then you just finish combat, and you come back here, do more training, and continue to build your companion up to be able to fight. So right now he's only got 12 mana, like no intelligence. Let's bump that intelligence up. Let's see if we can get him to be able to attack with ranged. Right now he's got too low of mana, so he's not able to use any ranged attacks. That was actually a damn good success. And you'll see up here that the stats are still changing. Everything is actually working now. So health is increasing. Injury chance isn't working yet because it's a whole other mechanic I just haven't built. Stamina regen is. Melee attack damage. Movement speed and attack speed. These were a little... Well, attack speed was a little difficult to figure out. but all of it's working. Everything. It's phenomenal. So we're just going to keep bumping up intelligence. We'll see if we can get some ranged attacks in on the next fight. There's another success. Awesome. So all of this is just so you don't spam the training, because in the old videos you could just keep clicking it, keep going, and you could train them forever. This way, see, now too many actions care, so that just means that we've hit the limit of actions per day, and that limit is on the character, so on the player character, just for debugging purposes. You won't see this in game. We'll actually have like a menu or something showing how many you can do. But let's see if he'll actually do some ranged attacks. Looks like he just wants to beat the hell out of him. Alright, hey, whatever you want to do. Completely hands off still. No input by the player at all. It's all AI based, so you want to train your companion to be as best as he can. Murdered him right off the bat. So immediately when one of the two hit 0%, the game ends, or the battle ends, and it's either you win or you lose. And that's it. That's the game so far. Don't worry about that. It's a bug that we will eventually squash. So as far as how I'm doing this all, it's the same stuff as I've been doing. We're gonna actually move over to the top-down map, which is going to be our main map here. So the main thing that I wanted to make it kind of feel more personal with this guy is the trainings, moving you to this camera to view through. So we move from the player's camera, which is way up here, and you can see the box down here. Moving from that camera to one of these cameras, whichever one he clicks on, was super easy. You add the camera to the blueprint for these items, or for these trainings, and then on the player character, not the companion, on the player character, you... Oh no, actually, I lied. It is on the companion. My bad. Let's open him up. On the companion side, you want to set the training object, which you're already doing on the player, which is right here, the training object you're setting. From there, you want to set a view target with blend, get the player controller, because that's where the original camera is coming from, and that's who you're viewing everything through. Set the new view target as your training, and it will automatically find the camera. If there's a camera on that blueprint, a functional one, it will set it. So from here, we move to the training. As soon as we get there, as soon as the companion gets there, we move the camera. We set the visibility of the name widget by turning it off. So if you notice, when we hit play, there's a little arrow that comes over top of the dragon. When you type in the companion's name in the choose companion side, so we'll pick one, thank you, name it Ted for fun. You do that, and his name actually pops up over top of the dragon. So it's a nice little thing, you know where he's at, what his name is. Say we're in a village or something and there's multiple dragons, this is a quick way to identify which one is yours. But from there, inside of the blueprint, we are just shutting it off. We delay for 5 seconds. This is like the training animation. We'll get to that eventually. And then once it's finished, we set the visibility of our training outcome box in the UI, which is here. So this is the training outcome box. And once we do that, we feed it all of the data that we need. We delay for 0.1 seconds. That way it doesn't, like, it's kind of dumb. If we don't delay it, so say we don't delay, and we go to train. When they finish training, it tries to move away, and in that same frame, it tries to set the visibility, so it gets really blurred a lot of the times. So it's really just a fail-safe to make sure that the game has time to pop the UI. Oh, come on. Thank you. To pop the UI, so it doesn't like blur the screen and weird things don't just happen. And then from there, we set them back to following the player. Here we set the camera back to the player controller or the top-down character. We reset the visibility of the name. And, oh, I'm sorry. This is not the camera. This is UI. We're setting the UI back to its normal state. Wow. Set the visibility of the name. Then we reset the camera. And that's how that functions. And then I've got just a simple fail, just to debug to see what's going on. I need to really fix my comment, but yeah, that's the game so far. So it's more of a dragon training kind of game than a monster rancher type thing. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. And I really hope I didn't say Monster Hunter at the beginning of this video, but hey, you know, whatever happens. Monster Rancher clone. Yeah. So that's it. That's everything I've got right now. So just to walk through all the changes again. Here, we've replaced those glowing orbs with these guys. I need to fix how this is showing. But from there, choose your companion, change the font. Here, you give it a name, hit done. It loads, you've got your dragon. The dragon's got an idle and a walk animation. It's not the greatest setup so far, but I will get there. And then when you go to train, everything gets locked down. Dragon moves over, camera pans, you do the training, succeeds or fails, pops up a menu, tells you what happened. Hit continue, everything moves back to where it was. Jump back into combat. Brand new UI at the top. Well, win-loss situation. Mechanics, as far as your stamina, your health, and your mana going up or down, or determining if you can attack or not. Whether they can see the enemy or not. Make decisions based on all these different factors. And then you just go back to training and rinse repeat. So that's the gameplay loop right there. We're going to add things in, such as like a small town. You can buy things, you can upgrade your training equipment to be better. Right now, I would call it like the basic stuff. So like you found a raggedy punching bag or something. So you just kind of set it up and let the dragon go at it, increase its strength. That kind of thing. So once the time limit is up, you win or lose, depending on the health. And then you just finish combat and go back to this level here. But that'll do it today, guys. That's a lot in such a short video. And I really appreciate you coming by and watching. I don't really have anything else to say other than that. So thank you again, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, like really questions about what's going on. And yeah, I'll see you again next time.